Hello everyone and welcome to EduTap. So there is a good news for all of you. The NABARD has released the admit card for your phase 2 examination. So it is confirmed now the phase 2 for NABARD grade A 2020 will be held on 24th of September 2020. So the call letters are out. You can visit the NABARD website and you can download your call letter, your admit card. Now there is an information handout that NABARD has released. I would like to go through that handout along with you. There are certain very important points that you need to note down because of the COVID crisis. There are some new points given in this handout that you need to keep in mind so that all the things go very smoothly. Let's see what all has been mentioned regarding COVID and apart from that. Right, so let's see first of all that NABARD has mentioned clearly what it is going to ask with respect to the general English paper or the descriptive English paper. How many questions? There will be a question on essay, there will be a question on Pressy, there will be questions on the Pressy para. Right, that is the reading comprehension basically. Then there would be report or letter writing. So 4 questions are going to be asked in the examination. One is going to be essay of 40 marks, another one is going to be Pressy of 20 marks, another will be a reading comprehension 20 marks, and another would be one out of the two, that is either report writing or letter writing. Kindly expect letter writing out of these. What I would predict or I would expect is letter writing, not report writing, right? And one important thing that you need to note here is that the same comprehension would be there for Pressy as well as RC. Right, so essay, Pressy, RC and Pressy will have one comprehension, and apart from these three there would be, in my personal opinion, a question on letter writing. How many marks? 100 marks. Time is 90 minutes. This is same as before. Then the second paper would be of ESI plus ARD. We all know that 30 questions of 1 mark and 35 questions of 2 mark, making a total of 100 marks. So 35 into 2, 30 into 1, it would be a total of 100 marks, and the total number of questions would be 65. Fine. Now what all you need to read in this particular handout is that, see this important point. See, the descriptive English paper is not available in multiple languages. It is only available in English. This you need to note down. So you won't be getting the questions of descriptive English in any other language apart from English. The second important thing that you note down that you need to note down is that the paper 2, that is of ESI plus ARD, that will be set in both the languages, that is Hindi and English. So you have to choose the language at the beginning of the examination, but you can switch between languages after choosing the language at the beginning of the examination also. It is clearly written. You'll be able to switch between the two languages after choosing the option for the language. You will be able to switch. Fine, this is an important point that you need to note down. Let's move further. I have marked the important points in the notification on page number 2. This point is very important. See, before you start to write the paper of descriptive English, please check the functionality of your keyboard. Please check the functions, all the key functions of your keyboard. It should not happen that the keyboard is old or it is not working properly and you end up losing time, wasting time. So you please have to check all the keys that you need to use to write that paper before the starting of the paper. This is a very important point. Let's move further. See, now this there are some questions that have been given by NABARD in this information handout. These are the same as before. So even if we see the information handout of 2019 or 2018, the same questions were given. So I would not pay much attention to these questions, although I would just solve them once just to get an idea what kind of questions are asked in the examination, but I would not be solving them now. Let's move to the further information that is important. Fine, let's move ahead. Now the next thing that is important is on page number 5. That is here, details. Now this you all know, for people who have been attempting SB examination or IBPS examination, that a login screen is displayed. What you need to check is, you need to check your profile, name, roll number, etc., because that is displayed on the screen. So that should match. It should be your name, it should be your roll number that is being displayed on the system that has been allotted to you. So if the profile is not correct, please go to the invigilator and tell him or her that, ma'am or sir, my profile is not being displayed on the computer screen that I have been allotted. Please check. Fine. So you should ensure, please, they have underlined it. It is your responsibility. You should ensure that the profile displayed on the screen is that of yourself. This is your responsibility. You have to ensure that. Let's move ahead. Another important point is given here. See, the questions will be in English. I have already told you this. In the descriptive English paper, the questions will be in English and answers have to be typed in the space provided for the same using the keyboard. Right, for paper 2, yani ESI plus ARD, you don't have to use the keyboard at all. That will lock the examination. But for descriptive English paper, obviously you will be using the keyboard and only one question will be displayed at a time. Now this does not mean that you won't be able to switch between the questions. I don't think that, right, that you won't be able to switch between the questions. but at one single time one question will be displayed. Similarly in ESI plus ARD paper also, at one point of time one question is displayed, but you can scroll between the questions, you can navigate between the questions. Let's move forward. Another important point here, see, for the paper 2, that is ESI plus ARD paper, do not click on keyboard keys for this paper. You have to attempt this paper using the mouse only. So do not use the keyboard for this particular paper because it will lock your examination. Do not accidentally touch the keyboard in your ESI plus ARD paper. Fine, this is very important. Then another important point is point number 9, this that I just told you. Once the exam starts, as this will lock the examination, so in paper 2 while attempting ESI plus ARD you don't have to touch the keyboard at all. Then 13th point, B and C are there, they are very important. Again the same thing has been repeated. Under no circumstances should a candidate click on any of the keyboard keys once the paper 2 starts, as this will lock the exam. No separate login is required for paper 2. Paper 2 will start automatically upon auto submission of paper 1. So there is no gap between paper 1 of descriptive English and paper 2 of ESI plus ARD. Paper 2 will automatically start after the submission of paper 1 after 90 minutes. So this is again very important. Now coming to next point here. This point is important. After the expiry of the exam duration, candidates will not be able to attempt any question or check their answers. Obviously, once you have submitted the test, you won't be able to check your answers. A candidate's answers would be automatically saved by the computer even if he or she has not clicked the submit button. This is important because sometimes these queries crop up after the examination that I forgot to press the submit button. Are my answers saved? Were my answers submitted? Yes. The computer will automatically save those answers and automatically submit them even if you forget or you don't get time to press the submit button or click the submit button. This was important. Another point to be noted is this one here. So people who have to travel, see, it's a tough situation, I understand that, but people who have to travel to the examination centers, it is written clearly that you can visit the venue one day before the phase 2 online examination so as to confirm the address. It should not happen that your examination on the D-day you're not able to find your examination center and you end up reaching late to the examination hall because they will not give you entry at all. So do not do that blunder. If you can, if things are in your favor, if you can travel one day before, if the center is close to you, do check out the center one day prior to the actual examination so that your examination center is absolutely confirmed and you do not end up at the wrong center or you do not end up not finding the center on the D-day. Fine. Third thing, you should carry what along with you to the examination hall? Admission letter, obviously your admit card would be there along with your recent passport size photograph duly pasted on it. So your passport size photograph should be pasted on the admit card. That you have to carry. Along with that, what you have to carry, this is very very important, NABARD has also made this bold, you have to carry a valid photo identity proof in original as well as photocopy. So not only photocopy, you have to carry it in original as well as photocopy. One photocopy they will take, so along with the admit card with your photo pasted on it and the photocopy of the photo identity proof they will take. So you have to carry the original photo identity proof as well as the photocopy. The photocopy will be taken by NABARD people at the venue. Fine. It is clearly written that candidates coming without these documents will not be allowed to take the test. So please be very careful. You have to carry along with you your admit card. You have to paste your passport size photograph on that card, and you have to carry an original photo ID proof and a photocopy of the same photo ID proof. Very 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 important. What are the permitted photo ID proofs? They have mentioned that also. See here, currently valid photo ID proofs may be PAN card, passport, permanent driving license, not a learner's driving license, permanent driving license, voter's card with photograph, bank passbook with photograph, photo identity proof issued by a gazetted officer on official letterhead, photo identity proof issued by people's representative on official letterhead, so on and so forth. Please read this particular paragraph. Learner's driving license is not accepted and ration card is also not accepted. Also a very very important point that they have mentioned for especially the female candidates who are married. Please note this point, that female candidates who have changed their first name, last name or middle name post marriage must take special note of this, that your name should exactly match the name that is written on the photo identity proof. This is a very important point. Please note that your name as appearing on the call letter should exactly match the name as appearing on the photo identity proof. There should be no discrepancy, there should be no difference. If there is any mismatch between the name indicated in the call letter and the proof that you are carrying, you will not be allowed to appear for the examination. So in case of candidates who have changed their name, they will be allowed only if they produce original Gazette notification, their original marriage certificate or affidavit in original. So do carry your marriage certificate or marriage affidavit if you have changed your name, and your name in the call letter and your name on the photo identity proof does not match. Please make a note of this point. This is very, very important. After that, use of calculators not allowed, separate or with watch. So there should be no calculator in the watch, or there should be no separate calculator. Books are not allowed, notebooks are not allowed, written notes, pagers, cell phones with or without camera, they are not allowed. You have to have Arogya Setu app. I'll just be taking you to that point also. After the guard or the security guard at the gate checks your Arogya Setu status, then you will be heading over your smartphone to the concerned authorities, and they'll be submitting that and they'll give it back to you after the examination. So you can carry it till the hall, but you cannot carry it in the examination hall itself, in the examination lab itself, right? That cannot be done. After that, let's see the next point, the next important point. Yes, point number 8. Here, you should bring with you a ballpoint pen. So your admit card, your photo pasted on the admit card, your original photo ID proof, your photocopy of photo ID proof, then a ballpoint pen. A sheet of paper will be provided which can be used for rough. So you cannot carry a notebook, you cannot carry a rough sheet of paper. You have to carry a ballpoint pen. Rough sheet of paper will be placed on your seat, so you can pick up from there and you can write on that using your pen. Fine, this is again important. After that, now this point is very important. There, the possibility of occurrences of some problem in the administration of the test cannot be ruled out completely. Obviously the situation is so tough. NABARD is conducting the examination in COVID pandemic, so it is possible that certain things don't go right, but NABARD has very clearly stated that conduct of re-exam is at the absolute discretion of NABARD. Fine, so we cannot, as students, we cannot say that okay, I'll please conduct my retest. It is at the exclusive discretion of NABARD. Now they have added this particular section to this information handout specifically for COVID-19. Please take a printout of this and read it 10 times. Candidate is required to report to the exam venue strictly as per the time slot mentioned. Don't miss your time slot. Be at the examination hall 15 minutes before the reporting time. It is also mentioned. Then generally what used to happen before, you used to get if you know your roll number and your lab, that sheet used to be pasted outside the venue. Now this will not be displayed this time. It will not be displayed outside the examination venue, but the same will be intimated to the candidates individually at the time of entry of the candidate to the exam venue. So when you are entering the exam venue, some person will be telling you, you have to go to lab number 4, you have to go to lab number 3. You don't have to see through that sheet that used to be pasted outside the examination hall. That will not be done. Now you will be permitted to carry only certain items to the venue, apart from the ballpoint pen, apart from your admit card, photo identity proof, your photocopy of this photo ID proof. You would be allowed to carry what? Mask. Wearing a mask is compulsory. In fact, this is compulsory. Gloves, personal transparent water bottle. Transparent water bottle. They should be able to see through that water bottle, that what it is containing. Then personal hand sanitizer 50 ml. Then a simple pen that I already told you. Exam related documents, obviously, call letter, admit card, everything. And in case of scribe, candidate scribe can also carry these mask, gloves, personal hand sanitizer and transparent water bottle. They can also carry that. Fine. Now obviously you have to maintain social distancing. You have to follow instructions that the invigilators will be giving you. So these are other important points. Fine. Now this point is important. This one, you have to install Arogya Setu app on your smartphone, right? So the security guard will be checking the status of Arogya Setu app on your phone, and then the phone will be submitted. If you do not have a smartphone, then an undertaking, a declaration has been provided along with the call letter. So once you download the call letter, declaration is provided. You have to show the same to the security guard. So fill that declaration, sign that declaration, show that to the security guard if you do not have a smartphone. So and therefore you cannot have Arogya Setu app. Fine. After that, this I told you that all the candidates, the scribe if applicable, they will be checked with thermoguns at the entry point of the for temperature. This is not mentioned that if you are, let's say, having mild fever or high fever, will you be allowed or not. This has not been mentioned anywhere. Fine, you will be checked for temperature. That is the only thing that is mentioned. Now, this last point is again important. Candidates must drop the rough sheets, call letter, ID proof copy in the boxes provided at the exit of lab venue while leaving the designated place as indicated by exam officials. So your call letter has to be submitted, your photocopy of identity proof has to be submitted, and the rough sheets that they provide, that you use in the examination, they also have to be submitted once the examination is over. Fine. So these were the important instructions. Please note them properly. Listen to this video 2 times, I would say, and do not commit a blunder of reaching the examination hall late or not having the Arogya Setu app. In that absence, not having the declaration, not carrying a pen, not carrying your mask, gloves, hand sanitizer. All these things you have to carry. And for female candidates who are married and who have changed their name, the name indicated on the call letter and your photo identity proof should match. This is very, very important, right? So all the very best from Team EduTap. Happy learning again. All the very best. Thank you so much.